And we're live.
And I tell you, it was amazing. I keep telling him, you got to slow down. It's not good. You're a sex addict and you need to do something. And then he looked me dead in the eyes and says, Dave, I've been trying fucking everything.
Fab Studios presents Figure Action. That one's me.
And that's why we're not monetized.
Exactly. And we probably never will be. But hey, as long as we've got our wonderful folks in the chat who we always love and appreciate, and we love interacting with you throughout the course of the show, that's what matters, because this show is about friends hanging out, talking toys, talking with cool folks on the internet, and having a good time doing it.
Folks, not only awesome folks, also not Wingham.
I think Wingham is good people. I've been chatting with him. He's been having a lot of fun with the classified series, customizing them. It's always cool to see what people from all different walks of collecting are doing with their figures. If you're watching us here, it's Thursday. We are Figure Action. We're a collector's podcast, and we're coming at you live on YouTube. If you're hanging out with us here on YouTube, make sure you pop into that live chat over there. Again, we've already got a lot of cool folks chatting up. We'll be highlighting comments throughout the course of the show. It's a limited cast night, so we'll be interacting with you all more than we normally do. Boy, did everyone quit. Matt's on vacation. Joe's probably on permanent vacation in Florida. And T-Man got his second dose of the COVID shot. So I'm sure that he's in a COVID coma. M3, what's happening?
Or he's playing Fortnite.
Or he's playing Fortnite. One of the two. He probably passed out playing Fortnite. So, you know. Also, make sure, if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, kielbasa slam that like button, and also, if you want to look good while doing all those things, you got to head over to our Teespring store. As always, the link to our Teespring store is in the description below. That's teespring.com, FapShop2. Probably some of the best priced podcasting merch out there. You're going to look good. You're going to look good doing it, or you're going to look good wearing it. And, of course, you're going to help our channel out. It means a lot to us. Stanley Switch Channel, thanks for joining us. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about tonight, so I hope you guys are ready.
I'm seeing some new faces here, and I'm highlighting all the new ones I see. I don't recall Stanley. I don't recall M3. So welcome.
Yeah, great to see some new folks here. It's funny. Before we get into what we got, how we're doing, I actually ran into a viewer of the show. I'm terrible with names sometimes. I think he said his name was Bradley. If you're watching tonight, chime in. It was awesome meeting you, man. I met him over at the Target in Towson, and went out to lunch with my buddy Travis. We went to Red Robin. Said, hey, let's go look over there. And yeah, it was very yum. I mean, it was a long time since I had Red Robin, and that Tower of Onion Rings really hit the spot. And yeah, it was very shocking because it was, hey, Brad Harper, dude, you're in here all the time. I didn't put two and two together, dude. It was great to meet you. So yeah, it was cool because he walked up. He said, hey, you're from Figure Action. I was like, yeah. It totally took me by surprise. Go around. I like what you were.
Some great people on here tonight.
Like that reference there. I think, damn, I should have shot him a link. He could have come and hung out with us. You know what, Brian? Text me if you want to hop on. We'll have a late addition to the show.
This should be interesting.
Yeah. So maybe we'll do a last minute guest just to round everything up. But Dave, how the hell are you? And did you get anything cool this week?
I'm doing well. I am doing really well. As you can see, if you've been paying attention to the show, there's a new face over there. I got another bookcase up. I got my Vampire Hunters D wall scroll next to my Pulp Fiction, my two favorite media things. So this room is slowly being put together. If you are following my Instagram, I actually did a room tour. So everyone keeps asking me, Dave, I want to see your stuff. go to my Instagram and you will find a guided room tour. I've actually got to do a lot of cool stuff the last couple of my days off. I had a day off today, day off on Tuesday. So I worked on the room Tuesday, did some painting on Dio stuff, and I started a new diorama project today, which if you're on my Instagram, this is shaping up to be probably my most ambitious piece yet. So I just started laying some base coats for the primer, and if this goes together, this will be my culmination of work. And I thought my temporal ruins were good. You just gotta. I'm not gonna even tell you what it is. Go to my Instagram. You can see what it is. As far as stuff goes, buckle up, kids. Get comfy. I got everything showed up.
You said a Womack haul. We all know. Anybody follows Killy Kev on Instagram, they know what a Womack haul is.
Yeah, I mean, we got Power Rangers Lightning. The whole wave over here. Blue, black, green Rangers galore. Not only that, I got not just one, but I'll get to them in a second. There we go.
We got Cobra Clan coming in for a future episode.
I got 2 Tangas, which these things are dude, these things are heavy. Like, of all the Lightning figures, I think these are the densest figures they've got to date.
I was going to ask, are they heavier than Goldar?
Yes. They are heavier than Goldar. And the paint is exquisite on the wings. They got the big wings, the small wings, and they got the Tanga eggs. And once again, don't ever Google what a Tanga egg is. It has nothing to do with Power Rangers, unfortunately. But yes, I got two of those guys. Got 2 more of I got the Tanga troops. Those are from Power Rangers. But I've got 2 more of the Zima Wave. I really have been wanting to. This is the guy, the Aim Scientist Supreme. I couldn't get him on Amazon, so I was really happy to find him. And got the hood. I am probably going to be getting a cloth hood for this guy. It's sad because this is a great suited body. The guns look good. I hate the fact he's got a permanent screaming face on here. But this hood, it's like 2 centimeters too long, so that's why it's always sitting up on people's shoulders. I'm not going to do that or see what a heat gun can do to make it drape a little better. But this is actually one of my favorite villains.
You're torturing Cobra Glade. He says, I always feel sorry for this box.
This is stuff. They're not mint sealed box collectors, man. Major Blood has arrived. Thank you, Nate Toys and Collectibles. We have, and you know what? This is Major Blood. We're just going to set him gently over here. Noob Cybots. So I do also have the Bloody variant on the way. I've really been looking forward to this one. As I said, I got Cabal and who's my main. This guy was my second, but this guy's, of course, a cheese ball if you ever play against someone online.
Uh-oh. Lady Linda said, I Googled eggs.
Yeah. Oh, boy. I did not throw blood. Blood did not get thrown. Don't worry. Finally, this guy has been on my hunt list, so I think I'm finally caught up on the predators. So I got my Guardian Predator. This is NECA. No way in hell I'm going to throw this. And then today, I got the Frankenstein's monster. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. If you are a fan,
the box looks like cloth.
Yes, I mean this is going to be awesome. I'm so looking forward to this line. If I get a black and white one, I might keep it mint sealed box. But this is the Father's Day stuff is starting to get out. So yes. And last one. Oh wait, no, sorry, second to last one. Reveltech Joker. This is completely awesome. And then finally, from Nate's Toys and Collectibles, my Motaro.
Finally.
No.
After the first one got crushed.
Yeah, the first one, oh my gosh.
Did he ever send you pictures of
no, the box got crushed. This was fine. The Motaro, that's the Motaro from that one. Just the box got crushed. And fortunately, because Nate is awesome with his packaging, the Motaro did really survived.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was wondering like what the extent of it was, but yeah, every time Nate sends something, it's like bulletproof.
Oh my gosh, it is packed with love and care. I mean, you see Nate like just he's like freaking SpongeBob making a Krabby Patty when he packs his box.
I know. I imagine that he more or less somebody like mummifying the figures in bubble wrap.
I like to think of it as a sweet moment, as he kisses them goodbye, sends them on their way. Because you should all be getting your stuff from Nate Toys and Collectibles, the #1 source for figure action acquisitions. New pre-orders were up today.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Nat's Toys and Collectibles.
I don't know who Nat is, man. That's some freaking knockoff.
Sorry, I had to bust his balls there.
All right, so that is my wonderful, amazing, crazy haul. Oh, wait, and I also got a couple lights to get for photography. So,
I think if we had the full cast tonight, that was enough to cover
everything. Yeah, I got everything today. I literally now, of all my hit lists, I'm just down to 2 figures, which is Dormammu and Red Skull, and I am caught up unless Hasbro decides to drop something absolutely amazing this week. Like that's been coming out in September, but
I wouldn't put it beyond Hasbro to stealth drop some stuff.
True.
Oh, Sportimus says, show those lights again.
This is just, I got 2 of these. They're little LED pack bars here. I got them from Five Below for $5. So I can, right now I've got the red light going on here, but I can change the hue on them. So give somebody a seizure. But hopefully I'll be using those with my photography a little later this week. Red light kind of gives a little more warmer glow here. So
very cool.
Sup, Jedi? Oh, that's Antoine. Hey, Antoine.
Hey.
Sup, Jedi?
Good to see you guys.
Yeah, we got some good crowds here tonight, man. And this is some of our boys and all, but the rest of everyone came and backed it up.
Yeah, we got a good crowd in here. Well, I guess for me, I didn't get as much as you got this week. It was a very light week for me. So, and as far as the week goes, work's been kind of trucking along, and nothing out of the unusual. We did replace the router here, so hopefully my internet is performing a lot better tonight. I also finally got my lights together. Unfortunately, I'm not going to move them because I've got them right where I want them. But I got 2 halo lights. I replaced my webcam. So my first acquisition is a Razer Kio webcam, which is actually a front lit webcam. So I have 3 lights, and I have a better. Yeah, yeah, my green screen. So yeah, I get to rock the Life Touch background, which I love that thing to death. I'll actually have to turn that off to show one of my other acquisitions. It'll be funny. I'll pick it up and then I'll turn off the green screen. But first up, I got a Saj Ventress. I just happened into Target and she was there. I'm glad to see those Black Series restocks coming because she was difficult to find. And funny enough, the day after I found him, I got to shout out Winston because Winston was right there. He's like, "Hey, Zero, I got a massage," and I was like, "I literally just found her the day before." So appreciate it. But yeah, I'm very glad to have her. She's an awesome figure. And she actually has like the G.I. Joe neck, like where the neck is a separate articulated piece. And I wish that would just be a common thing on Hasbro figures moving forward. Next up, I got Lady J. Actually, let me turn off the green screen so she looks the normal colors because this is actually kind of funny. She's not gray. And I got her off of Amazon, and yeah, she's pretty good. I mean, the only thing I don't like about her is and this is just kind of like a weird nitpick. Like, I love that you can store all the accessories on most of these Joes, with the exception of Cobra Commander so far, because he's got the extra hands. And I guess Arctic Mission, Storm Shadow. I mean, I was able to store everything on him, but you had to get clever with it. I like her with the hat. I like her with the hair. I just wish that they had hollowed out this backpack a little more, kind of like how you can store all the stuff on Zartan. And I wish you could have just stored one or the other in there. But otherwise, yeah, she's good. Only disappointment I have is, at least on my copy of the figure, the double jointed elbows don't really bend in all the way. I don't know if anybody else has had that. And it's on both arms. There's like a seam on the elbow. Let me see if I can get it on camera. But there's like a seam, and I could probably fix this with a razor blade. I don't know if it's going to come up all the way. There we go. This one actually focused. Yeah, so there's a seam on the elbow, on the inner elbow, and it prevents you from moving the lower arm any more forward than this. Like this 45-degree angle, and then the upper. So you can get more than a 90-degree, which I guess that's, hey, for a female figure, that's some progress at least. But you can't get the full flex. So better
Not
than
every
nothing.
Figure is going to be the Harley Quinn.
No,
still the best female with double jointed elbows.
Yeah. I do want to see them do that on more, because like Asajj Ventress, again, she's got a little bit more than a 90-degree. But there's a character that really, you want her with her sabers up like that. And I really wish they do more roll the dice hands, as T likes to call it. Lastly, I got this on Amazon. I saw there was one left, and I missed owning it. I have the Toy World Debbie, but he wasn't that expensive. And I just really missed having the C-Dub Devastator, because he's fun. And I'm keeping the box. I don't know whether I'm going to keep him or not, but I just opened him up to make sure everything was good with him. And, God, this thing's a lot of fun.
That was a great figure.
Yeah, and it still holds up, too. I mean, there's certain little engineering things on some of them, like they made them today. All the figures have elbows and have, wrist.
Well, the Takara one had, all the figures did have elbows.
Yeah. And I actually had that one, and I sold it for significantly more than I bought it for. I actually made a profit on both of my Debbies. And I just really missed having the figure, and I guess part of that was everybody streaming Transformers Devastation, and they reused the C-Dub design for that game. But yeah, of course, I thought he looked familiar. Yep, I used to own him.
I used to own him.
I feel like you have 20 of those. Technically, I only have 2 Devastators. I have the Toy World one, and I have the C-Dub one. But I might just go back to having one. Again, I don't know if I'm going to keep them. I might sell them. M3, good to see you, bud. That sounds like you're going to have a very, very chill evening. You'll be joining T-Man.
Well, M3, this is the only gleam in my life right now. So
I guess for me, that's that Devastator. But hey, let's we got a lot of Transformers stuff to talk about. So I guess we'll get the first bit out of the way. This one comes right from the Transformers official Instagram.
dun, dun, dun.
That's a heck of a place to make your announcement, I guess. Let me go ahead and get this shared up over here. Boom, there we go. Clicking the buttons, they don't move fast enough. July 29th, we are going to be disappointed with knockoff Beast Wars. I'm sorry. It's just like Beast Wars, it's not that long. We're going to get... You ever see the one Family Guy where it's like, where Peter's like, what did we get when Jim Henson died? I'll tell you, we got wrong-sounding Muppets. You're going to get a wrong-sounding Megatron. You're going to get a wrong-sounding Dinobot. Rat Trap, Black Arachnia. I mean,
Oh my gosh, we're gonna do a slow talking Rat Trap.
I mean,
and an even slower talking Rhinox. Mind you, okay, that's if they put all the characters in the show, because as we have now
if
learned
they do.
from the previous ones, all because they make the toy doesn't mean they're going to be in the show, as I think back of my Springer figure.
Right. And also if they don't make them like background characters, God, for all we know, Wingfinger could be the most important character in the Netflix show.
Watch it be like, oh god, what would be some horrible repaint? Be like, yeah, like one of the like the blue sideswipe ends up being like the crux character the entire show.
They repaint Black Arachnia, and that she joins the Maximals as White Arachnia or something.
Nah, that's not PC.
Well, it's an anime. They say right here it's a Netflix original anime series, even though I don't think anime is bad CG. I digress. Well, I don't know. I am not excited for this, and a lot of people are, but I'm just after watching Earthrise. Beast Wars is a beloved.
I'm committed. I gotta get a resolution. I'm gonna hate the resolution, but I gotta need it.
I guess for me, it's just like Beast Wars is such a beloved show for me, and it's going to be really hard to see them butcher it. Like, had the first 2 seasons of the show been like, hey, we're going to do our own thing, but we're going to be really faithful to the to G1 and trying to keep some of the voices and the characters, down pat. Like, again, like taking a character like Alita, who didn't get a lot of screen time in G1 and fleshing her out, that's awesome. There you can build a character, but making like a mopey emo Optimus Prime and
let's go through the news first. We can circle back to this.
We'll go back to that.
That is a can of worms for me to get into. I'm holding my tongue, but that is a whole can of worms.
We'll go to
a lot of news.
We'll go to our first segment here. This Week in Repaints, which is a running thing on this show. We get more, and we knew these were coming because Takara Tomy, I believe, said they were going to do 10 sets of these repaints together. Keep me honest here, but I think they were going to do 20 figures in total. And so our next up is a premium version of Megatron from the again, this is supposed to be a show accurate one. I think this is one people are going to pass on. It's arguably a better paint deco than the Netflix one that was the Walmart exclusive. But then we also get a new, well, not a new, but a more movie accurate Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie.
I mean, if I didn't own that Megatron already, that's the best looking Megatron of the back.
Absolutely. We'll go back to Megatron and go through Prime real quick. I mean, this is really good stuff right here. I really think, this weathering looks good for a mass-produced figure.
The weathering's good. I love the engine block, and that's a new rifle.
Yeah. Is it? So it is.
That's not the rifle that came with the Studio Series. I don't think even came with a rifle.
He did. Yeah, he definitely came with a rifle. I gotta take a look real quick to see if that is a different one or not. Pull that up and see what we got. Of course, if you look for Studio Series Ultimates, you get a ton of different Optimi.
What type of Studio Series? Yeah, that's a different rifle.
Maybe it is, or maybe it's the angle.
No, look at that barrel. He's got a circular barrel on Studio, and that's a pointy barrel.
Go through. I do have to say, outside of that, I like the fact that the vehicle mode's clean.
Mm-hmm.
And you have all the weathering shows up on the robot.
Like I said, I love the engine block on the chest.
All the details on the back are picked out.
That might be an impulse.
Yeah. He is up on BBTS. Yes, it is. again, this is gonna be like one where you get it in hand.
Yeah.
I think that might be the same gun because I even here, like I remember that weird choice they made where it like is a larger port at the top of the handle. Of course, they're teasing everybody here where they Photoshop Starscream, and everybody's like, "Is that a new seeker?" No, I think you'll see. I'm right there with you. I know he's up on BBTS. I think these are, unfortunately, like in the $50 range. Let's see if Amazon
Never
Japan
mind.
gets.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
If you had passed, I would say this: if you had passed on those molds previously, I would say these would be the ones you've been waiting for to get.
Oh,
If you have not
absolutely.
passed on them, it's not worth $50 for that piece of plastic.
One of the things that stands out right away is they painted Megatron's feet. Tank mode looks decent.
Mhm.
And I like this little subtle, like worn red on the on down on the treads. I think that looks really good. Yeah, I'm right there with you. If you passed on them, great. I mean, otherwise, I mean, between the what, how many dips have they made on this Megatron mold? Between, so you had the original one, you had the
Dip to put another coat of paint. It's like literally
right.
dipping them.
Yeah, because I mean, there's the spoiler pack one that's I think coming out relatively soon. I mean, some people have it already. That Walmart exclusive one. I don't know if he's going to be. I've never seen any of the spoiler packs in person outside of Ollie's. So
There's no spoilers in them, so
yeah. But yeah, of course they have him with the first wave of these fighting the premium Optimus.
Oh well.
Yeah.
I think what's next?
Well, next we're getting right out of repaints. No more repaints to talk about. We got a new Kingdom reveal, and this is, of course, it says Kingdom Waspinator revealed. Yeah, we know that. This is Kingdom Wasp. And this looks good. We had a heck of a time in the show chat earlier trying to convince T-Man that this is indeed a new mold. Though it does, in a lot of ways, take a lot of cues from the Thrilling 31.
Well, you can only. It's like a seeker, okay? There's certain cues you just got. That's the only way you can get from point A to point B.
Or a Dinobot. I mean,
or a rhinoceros.
With
or
the Dinobots, really, how many ways are there to transform Grimlock?
Yeah. Now, I never got the Thrilling 30, so I need this guy.
I mean, I actually did a...
absolutely love Waspinator.
Let's see. Let me get that out of the way. I actually did a comparison of the two right there.
Though I will say there was a great lost opportunity with the Waspinator and with Waspinator and G1 at the end of the show. How cool would it have been, when it at the very end when it said Waspinator happy because he was like staying on Earth type of thing, Beast Wars.
Yeah.
How cool would it have been if he had found the Insecticons?
I mean, I could see it though.
Okay,
I feel like they would have eaten everything.
The feet are different. The feet are absolutely different.
Legs are different.
Leg placement, the insect leg placement is different. The split head, Thrilling 30's got a split head. The wing placement. Now I'm talking about not the wing positioning, but the wing placement. It's a new mold.
Yeah, and they're not going to have the flapping
even
gimmick.
Even the forearm legs are. No, that is. Look at the shoulders.
I think like if you look at like the crotch and the abdomens, I think they're very similar. I think it's going to be the same how the gun gimmick works, how it probably ports in and becomes the Stinger.
I better because I'm not seeing a gun on them.
Yeah, and the Thrilling 31 didn't have ankle pivot. I mean, you have those standard pieces of articulation for the War for Cybertron figures.
And I guarantee you, if I still had the Thrilling 31, his knees would be folding back.
Yeah,
those pins never held up.
Well, mine, I think it did because I stealthed mine into my my masterpiece Beast Wars display since he's like kind of in the ballpark of being the right size. Sportum says, "I like the 2030 Waspinator. This one looks good too." I think this is going to be a way more fun Waspinator. I mean, the thing that always bugged me, no pun intended, were the clear white eyes. Even the Takara Tomy one had that, and updated modern articulation. It'll be icing on the cake if he can actually pull apart like Cup.
Well, it's Kingdom. Cup is Studio.
Yeah, but I kind of think that the Studio Series 86 stuff really toes the line. Like,
Right, but I'm just saying, it's like I mean,
yeah,
I'm like, I still don't get why Scourge. I guess the only reason they put Scourge was in Studio because they're not putting Scourge in.
I mean, it's like,
I still don't get why they put freaking Cyclonus. Gave us a Cyclonus toy in that line and didn't put that in Studio.
you know, same with Galvatron. I mean, Galvatron is like,
well, Galvatron at least is showed up in the show.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
All right, what's next?
All right. Well, speaking of Galvatron, just a quick couple pieces of news. Galvatron was actually sighted today at U.S. retail. He showed up in Wisconsin. I'm thinking that we are going to be finding him relatively soon. We'll go ahead and pull up the sighting here. Nice to see the leaders on the shelf. And also, if you're collecting the red lines, Bumblebee and Starscreamer are also showing up at retail. So
I thought I can't pull the trigger on him.
I can't either. There's just no consistency with them, and you know, I'm glad that the one time I hung out with T-Man, we all went to lunch together. He actually brought the red figures, and I got to see firsthand they are not for me. You know. And another piece of news is that BBTS actually sent me an email today telling me that and I didn't pre-order Galvatron initially with them. When people started getting theirs, I said, I'll put in a pre-order and see if anything happens. So I put in my pre-order, and today I got an email saying pre-order processing soon. So I'm guessing he's going to hit mass retail like maybe as soon as this weekend. So check your targets.
Now, I've heard the Galvatron, you're supposed to, is like a shoulder problem. You're supposed to like flip the shoulders or something like that.
Yeah, if you watch MGo's review, he's actually one of the few reviewers that actually shows that off. It's like if you have the shoulders oriented where the pin is facing forward, they actually sit higher. If you have them in the normal position, they sit lower. And you can actually take the figure apart and just swap the shoulders around. And that way, the normal orientation is without the pin showing, and it doesn't really matter how the pin's positioned in vehicle or the cannon mode.
Yeah. Okay, I'll remember that next time.
As he hits mass retail, I'm sure you'll see tons of posts of people doing the fix. I'm sure a certain show reviewer will probably also have a how-to video on how to do it. So Stanley's Toy Channel says, can't do the red line. Was going to, yeah. And Alex says, every time I go to Walmart, I psych myself up to finally grab the red figures. Every time I see them, I leave them behind. I've been right there. I at first I was like, I like having every Optimus, but
it just needed to have a little bit more love. And then the Super 7s come out, and the Super 7s are Super 7 series, so I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I'm just sticking with Transformers, not Action Masters.
So this is a good spot to transition into third-party news as we get from Studio Series. We've got kind of some Studio Series mixed with third-party. That's DNA Designs with probably one of the most exciting upgrade kits I think that they've put out since maybe that Studio Series Devastator.
Do we call this an upgrade kit, or do we call this wheelie with bonus parts?
It is kind of see that's what's cool about it is this toes the line of a third party figure with bonus parts. It really does.
And is this maybe going to do this with for Slag too, or Slug or whatever?
Slug, yeah. I mean, I guess the cool thing about this is like that Grimlock figure. It really doesn't need all that much to be like perfect. Like, the little things it has, it's like, so with this, you get a wheelie figure that comes with 3 faces, which is actually pretty awesome. A sword for Grimlock. Of course, this says photos are prototype. Final product may vary. I'm willing to bet that sword will be red by the time, or orange by the time this releases. Translucent neck pieces, replacement dino arms, jaw filler pieces, and I'm not sure. I think these are for the wrists. We'll get into it. Wheelie is the star of this because I said from the get-go, why didn't they just make a core class Wheelie and advertise him as being able to sit on Grimlock?
I'm with you on that.
And then they could have just included the sword. I don't care if he only ever used the sword in one scene. I just think every time when I think about the Dinobots, I think about the toys and them having the sword and the gun.
I mean, they made that they had that wheelie for Titans Returns.
Yeah.
And that was an absolute.
It was a good wheelie.
That was a great figure.
Yeah.
That's probably the best. I mean, I actually still think that's actually a better wheelie than this wheelie.
I think like proportionally, this is better because that wheelie, it had to accommodate for the Titan Master gimmick.
And that will. Okay, I want to say this. That line that was supposed to, all those mini bots that could accommodate the Titan Master line, they did it flawlessly, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, they did a great job.
That's it. You can't get better than that.
Where else can you have the disembodied head of oh God, I don't know. Damn it. Brawn. You could have Brawn's head riding around in Brawn as a vehicle.
Yeah.
Alex said, y'all just made me order this. And the best part is we're not even through the entirety of the set. God, this wheelie just looks like he's like air chair hovering, like he's got to like drop a deuce somewhere. That's a sad wheelie. I've seen where people have sat that wheelie on the transforming toilets, and it's hilarious. So the new wheelie ports into your Grimlock flawlessly. You can see here
foot filler.
We got the foot fillers. We've got the wrist fillers. And then when you get into Dino mode, you have actually, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I don't know whether I would put the clear parts on or leave the original.
Clear is G1. Clear was the G1 had clear parts.
Yeah. If you're going for like the movie aesthetic, he didn't have
like
a clear
the arms.
Yeah, the arms look really good. Just that little bit of, articulation in the fingers gives him so much more expression versus the static, like, the static claws he's got on there.
Considering season 3, he was about 99% of the time in Dino mode in that whole season.
Yeah. And those teeth look perfect. I mean, a lot of people I say a lot of people, I should really say like MGO got those 3D printed parts and they just didn't match perfectly. The one thing I can say about DNA Designs having a few of their sets, they match damn near flawlessly with what Hasbro's materials and plastic colors are. I mean, almost everybody hates Wheelie, but he's Wheelie. And yes, this set is under $50, which is pretty awesome. Now, DNA sets typically are more on the affordable side. Here's some of Wheelie's articulation. He's got the superhero landing going on. He's got an opening cockpit, 3 faces. So I think you're really getting a good value for this. And I think that this shows a lot of promise because with that Slag or Slug set, they're going to do an exosuit Daniel or Spike.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, they'll probably do like faces that go underneath the
or different ones, or just different
dome.
heads with different faces in them.
Yeah. So yeah, this set's a must buy for me. I pre-ordered it. I'm excited to get it. That I just noticed that. I didn't realize initially that they actually figured out sword storage for the Dino mode. So that's all the more awesome. And a little Jurassic Park throwback right there. Next up, we got a really exciting one, at least exciting for me.
Okay.
Because
ladies and gentlemen,
y'all know,
you're always excited.
y'all know as much as I hate the Bavers, I do love me some Unique Toys. I do love me some Movie Masterpiece. And Unique Toys was probably, for my money, the best third-party company to ever do Bavers figures. And here is their swan song. Whether or not you believe they live on as transcraft, I personally do. But this is Nero, their Age of Extinction Galvatron. When I first saw this, I was like, there's no way that's the real figure.
Interesting.
Yeah, this thing painted looks absolutely beautiful.
And that turns into a truck.
This turns into a truck. Now, unfortunately, they don't have any alt mode pictures here. But if this is anything like Challenger, you know it's going to flip inside out. And there's going to be a really awesome engineering. The thing I like about Unique Toys is I've never had any like frustrating moments transforming their figures, as complicated as they look. And
I'm impressed.
Yeah, this photographer has just done an amazing job too. Like you can see the tires up in there.
Yeah.
So I imagine his transformation will probably be very similar to Challenger's, where there's going to be a point where this chest breaks apart, flips down, and truck bits come out from the inside. So,
wow, he's got a pure DMX transformation. Y'all gonna make him lose his wheels up in there, up in there. Anyway,
Nightwing, no, these figures actually do not have that crappy ass Transformium thing from the Age of Extinction, where they're just like, yeah, we don't really want to animate them transforming. Now, next up, unfortunately, Matt had to take a night off because I really wanted to talk to him about these
boobs.
You know, boobs.
Let's usually get Matt's attention. Oh, or Legends.
Yeah, so we've got Magic Square and New Age here.
Wow, all together now.
Yeah, so
put that pic back up.
And these are, so the Magic Square and the New Age, they're kind of both far along. These are really interesting, and I'm not sure which one I like better, seeing the actual prototypes here.
So they kind of went IDW on that Menosaur with is that Magic Square on the right?
Yeah, I think that's Magic Square on the right. It's hard to tell. Like that's why I wish he was here, because I put the notes together before he. I
mean, I do know that Bobby gave a great review on that on the Goliath.
Was that the Magic Square?
On the Magic Square, yeah, the Magic Square Motor Master. He gave a great review for that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Antoine says they're all Magic Square. Are these? Oh, these are both Magic Square. These are options.
Oh, come on.
These are all Magic Square. Here, I thought this was a comparison. See, that's why we got to have like our Legends guy on the show. So I apologize
but at the same time, okay, I don't collect Legends. I don't, but that Menosaur the Devastator's okay, but that Menosaur looks absolutely. That is everything I've ever wanted in a Menosaur.
So Mark 44 says they give you options. See, that's badass. Like I wish that was kind of a staple with figures, so you didn't have to double dip. You know, I know like
there's never been an oversized knockoff of any of these figures.
I'm pretty sure there will be. I'm pretty sure these will have it because, you know, again, like I showed off the C-Dub, but somebody could make a chug scaled version of this and it would be pretty much in keeping. And I'm sure they could even make a masterpiece version.
I mean, I want those things to get the Black Mamba treatment. So you know exactly what I mean. slightly larger, a little more detail to it. Still better. I mean, that's just like. I mean,
If I could do it all over again, though, I think I would be a Legends guy.
yeah, I'd sell my entire masterpiece collection for a Legend set.
Yeah,
For the equivalent masterpiece. I mean, for in Legends.
over here we've got the New Age ones, and these are very far along, and these are looking really good. I don't know which ones I like better, to be honest. Like these guys
They all
actually
look
have
good.
opening and closing hands. They come with the horn accessory, so they can do.
So when you get that,
Like-
when you get your New Age Starscream's coronation gear,
Yeah,
I mean, look at that. Mixmaster
Yeah,
was.
this is- one of the best looking mix masters I think I've ever seen. Third party.
I mean,
Put
I hate
out.
to say it, those blow your C-dubs away.
Yeah, that's a very thin barrel of that gun. I can see that maybe being a fragile piece here. Yeah, even that right there, the C-Dub can't do that. There's no articulated hook unless you get the Unite Warriors one.
That's THEIR. Thank you very much.
Long haul looks amazing right here.
Well, that long haul looks a hell of a lot better than the C-dub one.
Yeah. Except can't get his elbows right. But again, I can forgive it on a Legends.
He's got more elbows than the Combiner Wars.
Yeah. And of course, I think the one big thing about this is he does use a Zeta style torso piece. Both of them do, from what I can tell.
He's got like long legs.
Yeah.
Long, thin legs. He's all torso, but long, thin legs.
But I mean, I guess the thing is like even with that piece, like there's a very iconic recreation.
Yep, he can kick a Dinobot.
Like if you were setting up a diorama, I think like Legends are totally the way to go. So yeah,
remember at BotCon, was it Agabus? They had that entire Legends display.
Yeah, that was an amazing.
TFCon.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
that's like the greatest advertisement for Legends ever was that Agabus display.
Yeah, and it's funny because in 2017, TF Source actually had a really good setup where they just had a lot of them out, and I was like, man, somebody could set up a neat diorama here. And then Agabus had it in 2019. It was they delivered.
I think it was Jason Lowry's collection.
I believe it was, or and he did the setup. I think.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that's.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see
man,
how these two, of course, they're your Carnage and C minor. So, hey, if you want to make a masterpiece scale, you can. If you're going off Carnage and C minor.
We don't talk about that.
I'm curious to see how these pan out, because I know when these get released, there's going to be, reviews of the two. I don't collect Legends. I'd love to see these up close and in person.
I don't collect Legends either, but that whole Still Stunnicon teams just has my pure attention for some reason.
I think these are going to be dangerous for anybody going to TFCon 2020 or 2021. Jesus, there was no TFCon 2020.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about it. But yeah, TFCon 2021 in Baltimore this year. I'm sure there's going to be an awesome display there, and I'm sure you guys will probably be there.
I did not get the VIP tickets.
I didn't either. I guess that's kind of a third-party news thing to talk about. They went really fast, and I was surprised.
It was a Target exclusive.
Now, after 2019, and talking to Paik, and Paik was like, "Yeah, it's really not worth it." Was there anything that sold out? Because again, it's all third-party stuff. Was there anything that sold out? No, but you had to get in line the next morning. So I think they built up a lot of hype.
You know what? You know who paid off on that one? every reviewer who picked up their figure went straight to their hotel room and set up their web camera.
Yeah. And it's funny, like there is so much FOMO around that black repaint of Sphinx, and
Don't
now,
get me started.
yeah,
I don't know why I bought that stupid thing.
because it's the hype, and it's just like,
You
oh
got
well.
me. Yeah, I blame you for owning that.
Well, I'm just an MMC fan. That was first and foremost like why I got it. I was like, oh, MMC has a cool repaint, I'm gonna get it. But it's hard to say. I mean, I wish Henry, if you're listening, I wish you could just tell me if it's going to be.
No,
worth
he's
it.
broadcasting right now. That's why Tim. That's why.
Oh, that's right. But if he's like maybe he's like doing a figure action Inception where he's like watching us and talking. No, I'm not.
Well, you know what, Sportimus? That's because you carry the chat.
Yeah, they're still the regular tickets. The regular tickets are still available. They're $55. I think the whole figure action crew, including Joe, will be there this year, and I think everybody's really looking forward to it.
We're going to charge money though if you want to rub Joe's head.
Joe charges a restraining order, I think.
No, you just pay me. You pay me.
Oh, there you go.
You can go rub Joe's head. That's how I want to buy them. That's how I want to buy them legends.
Let me. I thought I hate when I do this, and I put in the wrong
really
link.
I hope they are, and I dread if they. And I hope and dread that those Sentinel people are going to be there because I still bought those 2 Flame Toys models and I never built them. Oh,
so
how beautiful!
Of course, I have to show chat up. There we go. Deformation Space is putting out a Starscream.
I want to know you so much better.
And it has all of the aesthetics, I think, of Masterpiece Starscream. We don't have a price on this, but
I'm going to punch Sportimus for this particular sentence right here. Now, Sportimus, if you show up at the TF Con, you're going to feel a slight pain in your left arm because I will see you, and I'm going to say that for the Dave scale. Just so you know.
So we kind of caught attention to this thing this morning. I think T was showing off pictures in the chat, and the more I looked at it, I think this is the engineering of and again, we don't know who this company is. They're a new company, but I think they're taking engineering from Make Toys and the aesthetics of the Masterpiece 3.0, and they're not cobbling together, but they're making a product because that's definitely like the ab crunch and torso rotation of the Make Toys with Takara style hands, Takara style head. I think I like this a lot better than what we're getting from Takara.
Yes, and I hate to say this, that Meteor reissue still hasn't come out yet. This
I wonder.
Is going to kill it. This is 100%. If this guy's not like, I mean, what's Starscream going for? Masterpiece Starscream?
Like depending where you get them, $260.
Okay, if this guy is under $200, that's a Takara. That's going to be a Takara killer.
If this guy's $150, like Meteor, I think this would definitely, because they're not showing off, and I don't need accessories. I just need my Seekers to stand there and have their their Null Razor blasters.
Are accessories nice? Yes, but
yeah.
I mean, okay, a blast effect, maybe, and but I've been spoiled from blast effects. I've 100% been spoiled because you know what? I'm not going to put them on display with the blast effects. A stand would be nice, but do I need a stand? No, I'm probably going to put it on display standing just like that.
I think at the most with a Starscream, you just need to have a few faces. You got to have a smirk, you have to have a scared expression, and you have to have like a serious face. And I think Make Toys had 3 faces with each Seeker.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
I'm seeing ankle pivot. We're seeing waist swivel. Okay, I don't know if I saw one with ab crunch, but you know what? I'm
Yeah,
good.
there's one with ab crunch. Let me go back because, like I said, this looks like the same waist that the Make Toys has, where it's like it's that series of struts inside the
But that back is so much cleaner.
100%. It doesn't look, you know, again, this to me, that's where I'm seeing like the Make Toys, like that and the flap there. But it looks like they found a way to make that flap flip up instead of sitting, you know, against the butt. I don't care about these little pieces of the wings on the back.
I get the how and the why, but you know what? I'm not. It looks better from the other side. Obviously, it gives them that
Yeah.
evil. It gives that wing definition.
Yeah.
Obviously, the null rays are not perfect transformation. Which, you
Yeah.
know what? After MP11, it's like it would be cool, but after MP11, nah, I don't need it. I can parts form the null rays.
Yeah. Well,
This
T7
is
Nowhere took the word out of my mouth, you know, as far as keeping an eye on this one.
yeah. Please don't let the plastic be crap.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing too is if this is built like a Make Toys, it's going to be fun to transform.
Oh, hold on here.
I still collect Masterpiece, but I don't like transforming official Masterpiece because the paint flakes off and you know the materials can be questionable, and it's just like
Look closely at. Can you zoom in on this?
yeah.
Zoom in on this pose. Zoom in on the head.
That's as much as it's going to let me do it.
Okay. Look at the shoulder pylons.
Yeah.
They're not even. So that means those
well, that's
are
because they're on. Yeah, they're adjustable. If you go
okay, so that's got. I'm just saying like, that's even more. So that's going to give even more expression in a way. Okay, God dang, I want this.
And this looks like it's probably pretty close to being done.
Yeah, there's the ports for the null rays under the wings.
Yep.
I like that slide.
Because it seems like it's probably the same
assembly
as, yeah.
I just need a price.
Yeah, Sportimus says MP 3.0 has a fully painted cockpit, which is going to chip like crazy. Yeah, and I think that because this has to be the real cockpit, or at least part of it. I really think that's Make Toys. That looks great.
And they're doing the MMC approach of colored plastic with just a little touch of paint.
Yep.
That won't. That's it. That's it right there.
That's all you need.
That's the start. That's my Starscream.
When people said it needs paint, they should have never listened to.
When it needs paint, paints are highlights. Paints are not main body parts.
Absolutely.
Better have a freaking lacquer coat that lets it.
Yeah, like the finish that MMC uses. Like they always use that clear, oftentimes a matte finish, but it's just enough to protect the figure and make it look finished. Like even here, like I like that they picked out those vents underneath. Mm-hmm. You know, this is definitely one to keep an eye on. The price is right. I may say this is my masterpiece Starscreamer.
The panels look even defined. I don't even know if I need to panel line those.
I don't think you do. Might just be the lighting, but yeah, definitely they. And again, that's like what that finish will do, where it's enough to pick up the details. All right, one more bit of third-party news, and then we'll move into our non-Transformer stuff. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about in terms of other toy news tonight. First up, and this one will be quick. Dr. Wu is coming out with a really tiny Legends Optimus Prime. Coming out in 3 varieties. We've got G1, Shattered Glass, and Nemesis. And this looks like a really good little teeny tiny Optimus Prime. If you really wanted like a Micro Machines sized Optimus Prime or a mini bot scaled Optimus Prime. There is a can of Coke for reference. So
whoa.
Yeah.
Legends
it's gonna be that big. So I guess he's not legend so much as he is a micromaster
Yeah.
scale.
Neat. Do they cost like $8?
Well, typically Dr. Wu isn't that expensive. I would guess these are probably, with the trailer and all, probably going to be in the ballpark of maybe $25-$30, depending where you get them.
I'm just like, that's a novelty. I have no need to own that.
Yeah. I don't have a Legends Prime. I would probably maybe pick one up.
Smaller than a Legends Prime. That is.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean. Like as far as like a teeny tiny Optimus Prime, you can T-man it, take him anywhere, sort of thing. It's spreading.
Oh my God! Really? yeah, but at least I got a Frankenstein.
Now I'm gonna get a PM after the show. Hey, if you find a Frankenstein, it's hard. Help me out.
It's neat, but
yeah,
I don't need.
If it's cheap enough, I'll get it. He'll just be a desk spot. And
spot. I get knocked off the desk and fall between the freaking panels of your desk, and you'll lose it.
Maybe.
Okay, really? 3 Dave scales? I'm done with this. That's not cool.
Stanley's still chat. Gotcha.
Really?
But is it Dave scale? So he's maybe saying, putting it more into question. T7 where says Pocket Prime. Yeah, that's how I'd label it. It's a good justification for him. All right, now let's talk about some cool stuff. Came in after our show last week. Yojo June kicked off, and we get a look at a few figures that are coming our way. One is a Cobra Island exclusive, unfortunately. We'll get into the first one here. Was Roadblock not classic enough for you?
I was able to snag a pre-order on that one on Amazon.
Likewise. Yeah, he went up. I think he was the first one to go up. And this is, if you're looking for a more classic Roadblock, this is it. He's a little bit, yeah. Facial hair looks good. The expression looks awesome.
That gun might get some paint work on it though.
Yeah, a little silver dry brushing can go a long way.
Silver dry brush. I'm gonna airbrush those barrels.
Oh, there you go. That's right. Give it like some
masking tape on that.
Some heat deformation effects.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that Oh, hello, gorgeous.
Yeah. So next up we have, and this also went up for pre-order today. You can get them over at Entertainment, BBTS, and of course, Nate's Toys and Collectibles. We have Timber and a very classic-looking Snake Eyes. This set's $40. This looks awesome. I wasn't expecting, and I know you guys said it in the chat, Timber to be this articulated. But you're getting
I knew we were getting the Timber from our inside guy at Hasbro, but
yeah, I think we got tipped off on that,
but not with Snake Eyes. This made me so happy.
Yeah, likewise, because it's like, you know, at first when the rumors came out that you're going to get another Roadblock, I was like, come on, man, don't we have enough Roadblocks and Snake Eyes? But no, they managed to give us more classic versions, and it's like, okay, they're worth it for these sculpts.
Yes. But now I have Roadblock 1.0, Roadblock 2.0, and Cobra Island Roadblock, and now Classic Roadblock.
I was glad to see you got the pre-orders in there. It seems like actually, and this is a little anecdotal rant here. I actually yesterday Blood went up for order on Target's website, and he was coming up in stores. You could actually place pickup orders, and I actually put one in, and I got one, but I found out Winston already got one, so I ended up canceling. I was like, somebody else that's in the area that wants to find one I'll leave it there. hopefully some of these distribution issues are finally coming to an end. Also, over the weekend when I went out, I saw Lady J, Flint, and Cobra Commander all on the shelf at 3 different Targets.
I've seen Cobra Commander floating around. I almost want to say, I hate saying this, but Cobra Commander may almost be semi-shelf warming where I'm at right now. But and I have seen pictures of Baroness with the coil bike apparently resurfacing. Which, if anyone wants to sell me a coil bike, we'll talk later. But
well,
I already got a Baroness. I just want to get a second bike to paint.
That shot there, like the clip. Funny. Yeah, we're getting more realistic looking guns, and a lot of people didn't really like the space guns.
Well, they weren't really space guns, with the exception of Roadblocks, because if you looked at those guns, there are Nerf analogs. I think that was just really subtle Hasbro.
Yeah.
And I mean, okay, the guns are red lasers and blue lasers, so
yeah,
Plus, if you really needed more realistic guns, there's 2 good sources: Renegade Armory for 1/12. They got 1/12 scale weapons, and the Valorverse is coming out with weapon packs, which also the Valorverse has, while they're definitely on the pricier side, some really nice G.I. Joe alternatives and add-ons, including Sergeant Slaughter.
Jenna Mindset says, I only saw 1 Scar in the last 3 months in stores, no other Joes. It was like that for me, too. Brad says, my local Walmart has 2 full cases of the Flint. It's good to see them in Walmart. I think the hardest, the only difficult thing about this set is what head do you want to keep on your timber? Some good. They don't pay their artists enough. They went into talking about blood getting restocked. We'll skip over that.
They were right.
Yeah. Then we'll get right into the next one that I hope is not hard to find. Major Blood. So No Effort got one as well. Awesome.
Oh.
Chris Barnes, my local Walmart has tons of them. If they're starting to show up at Walmart, that's a really good sign for the line. If they can only get away from doing Target exclusives, because Barbecue is looking awesome. He looks very.
Dave the Grillmeister needs barbecue.
You're going to get 2 of them if you can. Put a custom head on one of them.
I'm going to turn one of them into a charcoal. God, that Weber thing I'm cooking on. I'm hating it, but I'm getting good with it.
He's looking nice. I heard a bunch of comments about, whether or not he should have come with an unmasked head. Or could have removed the helmet. I'm fine with it. I would have kept the helmet on him anyway.
Exactly. I'm the same way. It's like when I look at Lightning figures, 9 times out of 10, they're being helmeted.
I think for the Lightning collection, it's really just going to be like, whether or not I end up with 2 sets of Rangers, and then I'll have unhelmeted ones in front of Zordon.
But I'm just saying, like, for this guy, I think I'm more than happy with.
We got some shameless self-promotion over here. Brad says a lot of stores here got blood today. Good to see. This is a must-buy for me. I know when he comes, there's going to, and he should be dropping soon. I know there's going to, I think they said July when he was expected to hit.
It's a shame Matt's not on. Wasn't Matt working on custom flame effects for a while?
He was.
This would be a great one to make one of his custom flame effects for.
Yeah. Good shot of
great picture.
There you go. That's what T should do, since the helmet keeps coming off of his. And next up, this one kind of came out of nowhere.
I'm gonna be fighting somebody for that.
Yeah. Did they have a price on them? I don't think they put any prices out on this stream.
I don't care. I need that. Go back to that button. Go show the RAM.
Okay. Yeah,
don't you dare. You can't tease that.
Okay, yeah. So we got Breaker with the RAM cycle. I'm assuming he's going to be 40. I don't know with them up in the prices whether he's going to be 50 or not. Baroness was 40, because that that bike, that the Cobra coil was one hell of an accessory. It was really well made.
I want another coil bike. I want to paint that thing black. But this bike here, they better reissue that without a driver. I mean, that is. I love the fact that the gun can be carried. I mean, that's like
yeah, get your little sidecar config almost.
Real life though, can you imagine driving a bike that had a Vulcan cannon? Wouldn't the recoil kind of make it kind of skid to the turn?
I mean, imagine like steering, trying to like steer it while
But damn, that looks. Hasbro's done some great bikes. Now they do need. I've been repainting almost every one of my motorcycles I've gotten from them on the Marvel line.
No, August 1st for Breaker.
A little bit of dry brush is going to go miles with this bike on the engine block.
Fortunately for Breaker, I don't think he's Cobra Island, so he should be relatively easy to pre-order. I mean, if he gets BBTS, you can easily.
Oh, thank God! I'm happy. I'm happy.
Easily cop a couple of pre-orders. I kind of wish that they handled him kind of like the Snow Trooper for Black Series, where you could maybe kind of configure him to be, more or less some infantry characters.
Once again, I mean, Valorverse has got some good infantry characters for that, but oh God, I'm sure some people are going to come up with some custom heads so you can just buy two of these guys and.
Oh crap! He is Cobra Island.
I hate you. You shattered my dreams. Shattered my dreams.
Well, shattered my own, because it's like, I guess just the thing that's exhausting is going to Target. Target has no captchas or anything to prevent their sets from selling out. It would be.
You go to Target, you walk out of Target, empty-handed. You pull out your Facebook group and you see some guy holding 6 of them.
Yeah.
The price.
How can they sit there and not look? I actually think he looks a lot like I can kind of see like the Jake Gyllenhaal look. He almost looks like John Krasinski too. But I don't understand how Target does a store exclusive and doesn't set up an end cap. It's like there's no Jurassic World movie in theaters, and yet there's 2 of the 3 Targets I've been going to have an end cap set up for all the new Raptors and Paradons and
which, by the way, I'm really happy seeing that stuff selling.
Yeah, same.
I'm really happy seeing a toy line like that sell. So just get cool. Don't collect.
Well, let's get into another bit of news that came out, G.I. Joe related. This is a teaser that came out from Super 7.
We don't know reaction figures.
Yeah. I'm curious whether they're going to do reaction, because the Transformers
for the Joes, since they're not. I mean, I that's what they do with the Power Ranger license. They're doing Power Ranger reactions,
right?
So I'm just keep it simple. It's going to be a reaction line.
I think there's something to be said. Transformers Red was a Walmart exclusive, but there's something to be said about those lines coming out parallel to one another. Same thing with like NECA. With NECA, it's not Playmates, but there's been some worry about whether or not they're going to compete. I think that if they did them, they'd be very toyetic and accurate to the old action figures. They're, at the end of the day, regardless of what they release, it's going to be for niche collectors.
Yeah, my thing. That's it. Dang, he's gone. All right, so he's back again, and he's muted.
I'm here. I just had to mute real quick.
It's reaction. It's going to be reaction. Little 5 POAs look great on card. Cost way too much money.
Yeah, $20 for those.
They look great. If I had this, I would totally do a wall of reactions if I could afford it.
And I think that's what they're made for. Is they're made for people to have those, toy shelf walls.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're for, and they're beautiful. There's some really nice stuff. The art's great on them. I was looking at the Reaction Lemmy figure. I was looking, from Motorhead. They do some really cool stuff with that license.
Yeah, those Reaction Turtles though. They're the first ones where I was like, they kind of missed the mark with those.
Yeah.
Should have pre-posted.
Those new Migos that have been coming out have been really tempting.
Oh man,
I saw the Ultraman one. I saw the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface one, and then I saw the Igor one from Young Frankenstein.
I've seen him in person.
Oh!
Have you seen the Stan Lee one?
Yes.
Yeah, I pass on him all the time. And,
Seth Green bought like 20 of them.
Probably so. And the thing that makes it all the more tempting is he comes with the web slinging hands.
Yep.
All right. Next up, speaking of Super 7, and I see Kevin's in here. He is not liking the reactions. But he is loving these because he was going nuts trying to get these on pre-order. Super 7 got the Silverhawks license, and man, oh man, are they putting out some really good-looking figures. We get a look at the packaging. That's Buzzsaw's packaging? Oh, so it is.
Yes.
That's
because he's
okay. So they have the same. Monstar and Buzzsaw have the same packaging.
Yeah.
This is awesome. This is really awesome. I had these figures when I was a kid, and I loved them.
Mm-hmm. And I actually liked them. I liked them better than Thundercats.
I did too. Because the little robot, all of them came with a robotic bird.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Silverhawks, and there was those things were a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, they're great toys. I mean, I like the show better.
The show is fun too. I am surprised that Monstar doesn't come with like a throwback to the toy where he had like his like normal like lion looking head.
Oh no, that'll be a separate figure in itself. But
Yeah.
I do like that he's got the elbow rocket blasters.
Yeah, and these things are packed to the gills with hands and accessories. I think they're each running about $54.
I guarantee you, a bunch of people are going to take one of the Molotov chrome pens.
Oh yeah,
and just chrome up those wings. Can't touch them for 2 weeks, but
I think they look good like this. I mean, yeah, there is something really iconic about the way the old toys looked, but to me, this looks like they leapt out of the animation.
I know. I love doing the replaceable arms altogether.
Yes, that's a really smart thing. So like the way they have the wings in there, yeah, that's just
the
like
laser shoulder blast.
Yeah. And yeah, Steelheart's looking good too. So yeah, these are awesome.
I'm not sure if the birds are going to have the combat features or not.
It looks like they will because you're getting 2 birds in each set. It looks like, at least for Steelheart and Quicksilver, you are.
Well, like I said, I had the Mumbo Jumbo, and his bird turned into a giant hammer.
Mm.
Buzzsaw, okay, it looks like Buzzsaw's got the alternate hand. Yeah,
Yeah.
They're still, how can I put it? They're still a little boxy for my personal taste. Like I like them a little more live. I mean, I'm looking right here at Buzzsaw. Like the torso, and both him and Monstar, their torsos are so wide.
I mean,
I'm just saying, like,
that's
my taste,
accurate.
my aesthetic. I'd like them a little more proportioned, and those are single jointed elbows.
Yeah. But I mean, really, if you're going to keep the sculpt, I mean, the only thing you could really do is have it extend on a post or something.
But I'm just, again, I don't do Super 7. There's a reason why I don't do Super 7, and those are some of the reasons why.
Just the limits in articulation.
Honestly, for a $50 figure, I want more. But I mean, these look good. I mean, listen, the Silverhawk franchise hasn't had any kind of resurgence in any kind, and hopefully, if this goes well, we might get even more.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look what happened to Masters of the Universe. It got 38 versions of them, and so you got a version for every taste that you want. I mean, Hell, this upcoming line is finally one that's in my taste. So we'll see. I'm not buying these myself, but I'll tell you right now, if Silverhawks is your game,
So Stanley Soich said Monstar is actually a deluxe figure, and yeah, he's actually an $85 figure or $80 figure, depending on where you get him from. Or the rest are all, depending on where you get them from, $50 or $54.99. So, ooh. I mean, I'm sure he's going to be a big figure, but
cash in some yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure that he warrants $30 more than the others just for being, and he's 11 inches tall. But I'm not sure that warrants another $30.
Hey, once again,
for those that want it,
haven't had any love in decades. Let them have their thing, and if Super 7 make some money. On to the next.
So speaking of make some money, we're not going to spend too much time on this. Hasbro, why? So they had a Ghostbuster day, and the reveals were kind of slim. Look, we know that the Stay Puft minis or the mini puffs, they're coming. They're hoping that they're going to be like this year's version of the Child.
Not going to happen.
No, you can't do this sort of thing and expect to capture lightning in a bottle. I think the other problem too is they're kind of like straightforward marketing this, whereas the Child was a legitimate surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I think, where a lot of the whole lightning in a bottle thing came from. I like the Plasma series. I got the 4 core Ghostbusters. Hey, give me their Ghostbusters 2 jumpsuits. Give me a retail Louis Tully. Give me some monsters. This is the best you can come up with. Oh, hey, look, they finally have proper plasma effects.
If that's the only reason why I didn't buy the original Plasma series. I'll be honest, that's exactly it. If all 4 of them had stream effects, I would have bought them. Only fact that one figure, if the fact that only one figure had it.
And this whole glow, we got the pig alert. Hey, Kim, you missed the discussion. We were talking about the old man must have gone to bed early. He's passed out after his second COVID shot. We assume that, or he was beating all the 12-year-olds in Fortnite. One of the two. Slime effects, cool. They could have done marshmallow. Oh, no, they couldn't have done marshmallow. Not for our mentality. Yeah.
I already said on one. I think I put it on one group when I saw that slime effect. I'm like, all I want to do is put some inappropriate Hulk gifs out there of him smirking.
It's funny. We have a smaller chat with Nate, and Nate said, "I'm buying these just because I want the Ghostbusters line to be successful." And I'm like, you shouldn't have to feel that way. Like Hasbro has so much they could do with the Ghostbusters line. I mean, for Christ's sake, Diamond Select did the real Ghostbusters. They did, I think, both varieties of movie costumes.
Oh, Mezco did them.
Yeah. You could dust off Ghostbusters Extreme. I mean, how hard is it to do the Librarian or the
Ghostbusters Extreme?
Okay, but still, how hard is it to dust off the Librarian or the Cabbie?
Where's Vigo?
Yeah, where's
Vigo?
Yeah,
I want Vigo.
Where's a regular version of Dana? I
want Vigo.
And yeah, definitely, we do need ghosts other than the Demon Dog. I mean, the Demon Dog was the only one you got, and the only way to get a second one was to have bought that pack with Lewis. And I mean, yeah, there's Zool, but I mean, where the easiest thing they've got like the Puff minis here, but like remember those like 3 foot tall Batman and John Cena and Master Chief figures that used to sell in Toys R Us for like $40? Where is the big vinyl Stay Puft that's got like maybe like 5 to 10 POA? that would tower over your figures, wouldn't break the bank, regardless of whether you're collecting the plasma line or not. You'd be like, oh, hell, I want that big Stay Puft. Where is that? And so I think that, again, like they released the Ecto 1. I know we talked about the Ecto 1 on here. When people saw that thing was not 1/12 scale, they passed on it. And then it ended up going on clearance.
That was a huge muck up.
Yeah, you can release $100 Ecto 1. People will buy it.
That should have been that would have been a good HasLab.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do it through HasLab, make it one of the cheaper ones. Make it like $200 and put in like, lights and like
Ecto 2.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I would have put in. I would have done Ecto 1 with Ecto 2, and the Ecto 2 would have been what do they call it? The threshold things, and then a version of Ray with the goggles.
I mean, where's Ray technically does come with the goggles in this line.
Okay.
Yeah, and you just they will fit on his head, but on to. Again, I guess I'll close on this. I really hope that they have something other than the mini puffs up their sleeve for this Afterlife movie, if the Afterlife movie is any good.
Yeah.
So
fingers crossed.
All right, on to someone who knows what they're doing with vehicles. Surprise, surprise! McFarlane is doing a White Knight Bat Cycle.
White Knight's a great series. If you've not read the White Knight, I do it's a self-contained Bat universe. So there's White Knight 2 with Azrael, and then there's a Harley Quinn White Knight oriented series. I highly recommend all three. Great, and it's a good Bat Cycle. I passed on the Bat Raptor. I do have the Bat motorcycle with the Skull Bike, and they are beautiful quality, and they scale perfect with their figures, and the figures ride them well. The wheels are thick, so they balance. It doesn't need a kickstand.
Yeah, I think this one will probably sell a lot better than the Raptor did.
Yeah, the Raptor was just off. That Bat Cycle with the skull on it. Oh yeah, my God, that's a beautiful piece. I've seen people put Predators on that. I saw somebody put Lobo on that. The Storm Collectibles Lobo at least.
I mean, it worked. They're 7-inch scale figures, so yeah. I like what McFarlane's doing. I like the fact too that he's putting these out. Like, this is $25. This isn't going to break the bank. I mean, this is a nice price for a vehicle.
Again, I could paint that and make that into a Spawn cycle.
I mean, hell, you could even maybe put G.I. Joes on this.
They'll look like kids, but
I mean, you could imagine it as like a really big battery, Yeah.
I mean, literally, it might be a stretch.
It might be.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of McFarlane stuff.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff.
We're gonna try and work through it. The next one, I think this is going to be a bit divisive for people, because I know a lot of people have wanted Hal Jordan.
He has been released as a single. He has been announced as a single release.
Oh, he is? Okay, yeah. So that's good.
Yeah, I felt the same way. Now I will say the base is really nice.
Yes.
And if you do not have Dawnbreaker is a beautiful figure, and that construct is really good. So I'm hoping the single release will have some different accessories, because I'm not a big fan of that jetpack for Hal Jordan.
Yeah, it's kind of silly, actually.
Well, it's Hal Jordan. He did silly stuff.
But, yeah, I know. It's a very good sculpt.
Yeah, but it was it was shown on the back of one. Oh God, I can't remember which figure. So there's a picture of, and there's a single release Hal Jordan coming out. So
I don't recall the original Dawnbreaker having those little. I guess he did. Okay.
Yeah. Big thing though, the only difference between this Dawnbreaker, this and the original Dawnbreaker, is the original Dawnbreaker came with a flight stand.
Okay.
Which I think all the Green Lanterns should be coming with flight stands, personally.
Yeah.
Because the way they've got them posed on there, McFarlane ankles ain't gonna hold them like that.
Well, I don't know. Like, I haven't run into any of the figures that have it yet, but T was saying that they've changed him up a little bit, at least with the new Mortal Kombat ones.
Yes, but
So,
they still won't hold like that pose that Hal Jordan's in.
yeah.
No, his ankle ain't gonna hold it.
Oh, fair enough. Let's use some Kiki.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, this one actually. Hey, look, a Target exclusive. You'll probably be able to find.
I've actually been pretty good on the for the McFarlane targets.
Oh, same here. And this one actually looks pretty good. This is the Heavy Metal Batman cover edition, and
this is a good Batman figure. I have the first one, and I mean the only difference is this has got a few more scrapes to it, and I think the cape's more tattered.
Yeah.
But which dang it, I actually do like that cape better. But this is a very good Batman figure because it's one of the few ones that has the double jointed elbows.
Yep.
And pose is really nice. I do. If you passed on the first one, this is a good figure to get. Of the two, this is definitely the better looking of the two. I just don't know if I can bear myself to get two of them with just a slight tweak. This is probably one of my biggest issues with McFarlane.
Next up, we got another one I think is a little bit divisive. This is the gold label Azrael.
And this has got me torn.
Yeah.
Because this is a really good paint scheme.
Yes, it is.
A really good figure. And I could almost have two of these Azraels flanking the other Azrael. He never appeared like this. It's actually the white. Well, this is very similar to the Order of Saint Dumas garb with the cross, with the with this cross, with the cross on it.
Yeah.
And all. But if I see this in the store, I'll probably pick him up. I'm not going to break my neck hunting him down. Easiest way of putting it. It's a solid figure. If you didn't get the first Azrael, get this figure.
And
be a good army builder.
I saved probably the one that I don't think most are going to care about for last. We got our unmasked Red Hood, which...
Now, the reason for the flaming dagger, in the comics, he was actually using a dagger like that. Basically fed off his life force.
Yeah, it's more like a rapier, I think. I do hope that these weapons look better on the final release instead of like, because that's kind of unlike McFarlane to have like just kind of a solid cast. That's like Hasbro.
Actually, the crowbar, that's the same crowbar that came with the Joker, and it was pretty lackluster.
Was it unpainted though? I recall seeing in the packaging like is at least painted.
It was a single cast plastic.
It was. Oh, man.
This is a gold label figure, so it's. Does it have the back of that box?
Let's check.
Yep. Okay, so you see that? Oh, if you look at the back of the box down there, the center, that's the Green Lantern.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know what? You forgot one thing in your haul. Your Chase Gorilla Grodd.
Oh, I didn't want to show that off.
No.
Yes, I do have a Chase Gorilla Grodd. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I do have a Chase Gorilla Grodd. They've also announced, though, that they're going to be doing a Lobo.
Oh, damn.
And
I'll get that.
That's actually got me really excited. There's a couple good figures. There's could be some good stuff coming out.
I would actually double dip if they also did an animated Lobo.
That was actually I did like Lobo in the animated series.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think anything else that's been announced, but yeah, the Lobo is probably one of the big ones. And I mean, there's a whole lot of McFarlane spec labels that have been printed out, but they don't have the pictures up yet. So, but McFarlane is milking this license. If he's only got it for 3 years, he's gonna freaking take all advantage of all 3 years.
Yeah, I think he's going to want more than that. I think this is probably one of his most successful license ventures.
But hopefully DC will let him do that because he did a really good job with the Fortnite but Fortnite pulled out. That's why I think he picked up 40K to replace Fortnite.
Yeah, and 40K's got a pretty big following. I'm
Oh,
sure they're
40K's
probably
got an insane following,
yeah.
and I'm enjoying all the figures I've got from them.
You know,
Yeah, they're doing the Three Jokers. Three Jokers is a weird read.
what's funny about 40K is how many 40K video games have like come out in the span of a year.
Yeah, but how many of them actually been good?
People like Vermintide, the one that just came out, got mixed
That's
reviews.
40K or fantasy though. I thought Vermintide was regular Warhammer fantasy.
It is. You're right. But the one that just came out, like Hired Gun,
that's Necromunda.
Yeah, Necromunda is one. There's a Battle Sister game on Oculus. That's like an Oculus exclusive.
I was playing the 40K collectible card game for a while on my cell phone. That was actually pretty well done.
So Adam McFarlane, we're going to go right into Marvel Legends, and for anybody watching Loki, Mobius is coming. Not Morbius. That movie's coming later.
I'm torn on this. It's a great suited body, and
Looks like Owen Wilson,
and that's got everything I'd want. His character was great in the show. I've watched the first episode, and it gets my full endorsement. I mean, the shoes look good, the suit looks good. Wow.
Now we just need Ben Stiller to join the MCU, and he is a Target exclusive. I wonder if he's
actually. That's one thing I wanted to check on that first episode of Loki. Make sure who the midget was. That's who I thought that was.
I'm surprised there's no comments yet. Dave's allowed to say it because.
Shut up. I'm just seeing if there's one particular guy who was in it. It was not. Oh, man. All right, what's next?
So last on the docket, Final Fantasy VII got next gen upgrade today. For anybody lucky enough to own a PlayStation 5, you can now play an enhanced version of the game. Also, for anybody with the game, there's now the integrate. There's a Dave scale again on here. There is the intermission DLC came out today. Play Arts Kai announced a bunch of figures, but there's some fuckery going on. We'll get to that. First off, you have Jessie, which Jessie looks awesome. I love her character in the remake. I like how they handled her. The game's been out a year, but for anybody that hasn't played it, there's a lot of funny scenes with Jessie and Cloud going back to her house. There's a lot of thirst as well. But this is a really well done Jessie. I'm curious how the articulation. It's been a long time since I handled a Play Arts Kai figure. I'm assuming that
I am really gonna. I think that should be a T-shirt. Actually, you know what? I think that should be a T-shirt.
The Dave scale.
That was
you got to
one Dave scale T-shirt.
Like, I think the faces are really well done. They've probably just used, again, Play Arts Kai, Square. They used all their own assets to.
I liked her, but dang it.
And of course, Play Arts Kai. Tradition, you get your stand and everything. Now there's two versions of Jessie coming out. There's one with, the motorcycle. And then there's also one with Jessie, Cloud, and the motorcycle, which is a absurdly expensive set for all three.
And the whole time, Cloud will be clueless that she's making a play on him.
Oh, yeah. I think this is really well done. I would really like to see if I could only get one. I mean, if I were to get one, I would just get Cloud, but I'd want Cloud with his motorcycle, which I slept on when it first came around.
They were pricey.
They were pricey, and it came out around the same time a lot of other stuff was coming out, so it was just like, I couldn't do it. They're also coming out with Red, so you can get your Red 13, and this looks fantastic. Anybody that's played the game, he's not in it much, but
or playable,
but very cool. Rufus.
I hated him. God, I hated that fight.
And
he doesn't come with a silver dollar to flip at you.
He does. They're in his hand.
Oh,
I think they're part of a.
Yeah, it is right there.
Yeah.
God, did I mention I hated him?
What was the name of the bald dude you fight before him?
I don't know, but it took me forever to get the pattern.
A lot of rolling involved. But yeah, those are coming out. I think they're out now. Let me make sure I got that right.
Now?
Yeah, I think that they were being released. They kind of like stealth released them. Oh no, they're up for pre-order, and they're coming in February of 2022, March 2020. Okay, so these are all due out next year, with the exception of Rufus and Red. So. Yeah, I guess like the thing that's really disappointing. When I said there's some fuckery. It's like you would think, okay, hey, the game's coming out. Let's re-release some of these figures. The fact that Cloud is only available in a set with Jesse and the bike. I mean, for a lot of people who their first time experiencing Final Fantasy VII was after the first wave of the figures came and went. The pre-orders were gone. I think it sucks that they're not just doing like a single releases for people to get them. I could eat my words, but I'm pretty sure that Cloud's been sold out for some time.
And like I said, it's a nice line, but each figure is like $100, so it's like I can't get into it.
I don't know. BBTS still has Cloud, so I stand corrected. So you still can get him on his own. But yeah, he's expensive, very expensive. So this is like a thing where I'd love for like a company like McFarlane or hell, even NECA to get a stateside license and make like just some figures that'll look good on your shelf and aren't going to break the bank, so you can have like that representation from a franchise.
Oh, yeah.
Like, same deal with Figma. Like, I think Figma would have been a great fit if not for Play Art Scott.
I'm almost wondering how Reveltech would have done it, but there's no way that
he could support the sword on his own. You'd have to have a stand for that sword. No, Nightwing and him, that was a bad joke. I heard a terrible joke the other day.
Probably one I told.
I don't think it was.
Was it about the guy? Was it the one about the guy who was ticked off that he didn't understand why people were mad that he didn't know what Armageddon was?
No,
because
it was about
the end of the world.
Mine was about a T. Well, I mean, this one, there is apocalyptic events attached to it, but it's about a T-Rex and why he needed help.
Well, guy can't scratch his nose.
He needed help because he was shorthanded.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think we talked about TFCon. Did we have anything else we wanted to talk about with the Joes? We wanted to circle back to, or no, it was Kingdom. I think.
Well, we just talking about Kingdom. It's just disappointment of.
Yeah.
I mean, the figures are amazing. Figures are fantastic, but then they also put figures in and that aren't going to show up in the show. I mean, like I mentioned, Springer wasn't there. It was kind of interesting that they put Flywheels into the show, even though he was technically from the line beforehand.
Well, I mean, put him in as fodder.
No, he had a speaking role and got shot in the face.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Flywheels actually had a role. He wasn't fodder like yellow sideswipe.
Or the countless Cog and actually wasn't Six Gun fodder.
Six Gun was, and I think actually this Cog actually got killed.
No, Cog got shot in a way he should have died, and then he came back.
Yeah, but no, there were Six Gun fodders. There was, ironically, even though Bumblebee didn't get a figure until the second wave, Cliffjumper only had a 1 second appearance, which that didn't make sense because they had the animation model. And I'm still trying to figure out what the deal was with Astro Train.
Yeah, where he just like showed up and he was like, and then he's nowhere.
He made this huge deal of his arrival. He was like he was about to have like a Devastator. He had a Devastator intro.
I guess, it's like the lack of competency. You know what we can talk about before we wrap up the show is that Masters of the Universe Revelations trailer. Because
God, yes. God, I wish we could show it here.
Yeah, I wish we could show it. But it's like you want to talk about something where you can tell just from the trailer that a lot of attention to detail and care has gone in. Now, again, it might fall flat when the actual show comes out, but what they show off of the trailer, and there's a lot of it. It's like a sizzle reel.
I haven't been this excited. This is like Suicide Squad trailer level hype here. With use of the music, yes. Use of the scenes seem to hit those. They hit those beautiful right scenes, like the scene when the sorceress comes in this eagle form, and then just that scene was great. Hearing Mark Hamill as Skeletor.
I think the new voice for He-Man's pretty good.
Oh,
you get little snippets of it,
and the use of the vehicles. I mean, those weird little things that that Skeletor's crew's using with the blades around the edges. They actually looked good. I mean, like I said in our chat, there's no way in hell they'll make the Dragon Crawler look good, but
yeah. Castle Grayskull looked awesome. See the Sorceress swoop in. Orko, his classic look,
Orko was having a Black Sorcerer moment, a Final Fantasy Black Sorcerer moment.
Yeah.
He was. Oh yeah, Roton.
Roboto showed up.
Yeah, seeing Beastman looking all beastly. Triclops doing his thing. Evelyn and Tila going at it.
I'm not fast enough on the buttons.
Oh.
There you go. There's the delay. There's the 5-second delay.
What buttons were we hitting? Oh.
That button.
Oh, got it. Yeah, animation the animation style looks good. Voice cast looks great. Retro using the I need a hero song. God, I hope they have.
Tech Chapter says, I hope they include the life lesson at the end of each episode.
Or even a parody of that would be great. Like are you trying to give us some kind of lesson, like some kind of meta reference on that? The hype train has moved up a couple notches, as well as anticipation of those figures.
I think that's what Transformers needs. It needs somebody that cares and is like, hey, this is the stuff that people like and remember about Transformers. Whereas they, with Kingdom and Earthrise and Siege before it, well, I can't say anything about Kingdom because it hasn't come out yet, or we haven't even been teased other than the promotional picture. It's just like there was nothing really exciting about it other than, hey, we have a new Transformers show. And the trailer, it was just brooding conversation, was what you got in the trailer, and Seekers flying by. A lot of talking. And I'm hopeful that we're going to get a lot of action with this Masters of the Universe show that's coming.
I'm already seeing more action in the trailer than I saw in the entire series of Transformers. Sorry, I've seen more action in the trailer than I saw in 2 seasons, and that includes screwing up the Scorponok fight. God, that's a whole conversation into itself.
He's tiny.
Well, not just that.
It was silly. It didn't. It came out of nowhere, and there was no.
There was. Anyway, that's cool. This right here, and yes, this is what needs to be done. I'm thinking way back when the Voltron series was first announced. And one of the things that the guys were saying on the hype train to hype it up, which I think they did follow through on, is we thought about Voltron. We remembered Voltron. Then we rewatched Voltron, flinched, and decided to make our show based on what we thought we remembered Voltron being, as opposed to what actually was.
Yeah.
This show, dude, He-Man is one of the original He-Man shows is one of the most painful shows to ever watch. I am sorry.
Yeah.
I cannot. There's no way today I can make it through. But this is what. This is a guy playing with his action figures. What he wanted it to be.
I think there's the early 2000s He-Man, that first reboot that I see in this, and with that He-Man, I got okay, they're building up lore. So, but they didn't always get to action in that show. It was they were always going somewhere.
We got Kevin Smith doing this, and then I'm not sure if you saw. Seth Rogen's got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles now too.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we're getting a bunch of old geeks playing with their toys.
And that would be great because I know some people like Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but compared to the 2 series that came before it, it was a dud, in my opinion. I know, Kevin, I know you love that show. Don't kill me, but I thought that was. Yeah.
The Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will always be for me right now. That is the.
Yeah, well, the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was they canceled that show, that first CG show, to bring in a CalArts style comedy focused show.
Right.
That just was. I loved the 2004 reboot as well. I thought that was awesome, especially the way they handled Baxter, and the twist with Shredder was amazing. And then, of course, they had to do Fast Forward. And Fox, when are you ever going to learn that when your show's getting a little long in the tooth, the solution is not to send them into the future; it's to wrap up existing plot lines.
Well, once again, the Nickelodeon one did the best time loop one too. There's just so many things about that show. Last season was a little weird, but it had Usagi Yojimbo in it, so I couldn't complain.
Fair enough.
I'm hoping with Rogan. Yeah, Tech Checker says he doesn't want the Turtles to be a bunch of potheads.
Well, he's executive producer, and I wouldn't worry about it too much because, when it comes to source material, for all the concerns I'd have, when you look at something like Preacher.
Yeah.
And there was something else he was an executive producer on, or a producer on.
Wasn't he on The Boys?
Yes, The Boys. So that's bad confession. I still need to watch that. But yeah, again, they're.
I'm glad I'm not watching The Boys because then I would have had to pick up those NECA figures today. I saw that I passed over.
Yeah. But everybody has nothing but good things to say about The Boys. So it's I would love to see him take the IDW comics or
the Mirage comics.
The Mirage comics and try and use those for the basis for, what they do with Turtles. The thing I loved about the 2004 reboot was they definitely tried to take some of the tone, not all of it, but some of the tone of Mirage and run with it. But
I did like the episode where the Mirage Turtles appeared in the Nicktoons and they were all scared.
That was awesome. You know what I really want to see? I want to see somebody be bold enough to kill off Shredder in the first few episodes. Do what they did,
That's in the Mirage. Yeah, that was basically, yeah.
like just basically started off with like, hey, they're out, they're inexperienced, and they're dealing with this guy, and then, you know.
But yes, He-Man, the hype is real. I'm liking everything about it, and then hopefully, they're now thinking about trying to get the new live action movie going through, and Chris Hemsworth now is vying for it.
That would be pretty perfect casting right there.
If done right, you need to bring in his brother.
Which one?
Liam.
Okay.
Cast Liam as Prince Adam.
Yeah, that would work.
He holds up his sword and turns into Chris.
That would actually be pretty ingenious if they did that.
That would be a beautiful use of practical effects.
Yes. Rather than, I think what they would, if you had the wrong studio, I think what they do is they try and do like what they did for Chris Evans in the first Captain America.
I know.
You know.
I know. But dude, think about that. Which do you think would cost less? Pay Liam a little bit of money, or CGI an emaciated Chris Helms?
It all depends on like special effects studio and whether or not they want to flex.
True.
You know.
All right.
So you got Sportimus' support. Yeah, we'll wrap it up here. So
yeah, right at 11, folks.
I know, right? All right. Well, thanks again to everybody in the chat who hung out with us tonight. We really enjoyed reading your comments, having you guys be part of the conversation. One last comment, Kev.
And you know what? I'm going to agree with him. This is happening right here. I agree completely with this.
Yes,
Silverhawks actually holds up pretty well, and the animation was top notch.
So,
it's like everyone always holds Thundercats up here. I think Silverhawks up here, and we can just forget about Tiger Sharks. Let's just not worry about that.
Street Sharks?
No, Tiger Sharks.
The Tiger Sharks. That I can't remember that one.
Wow, even Dan Larson. Dan Larson did a thing about did it.
I still remember the one. Oh god, the one he did that one obscure toy line where they were like transforming humanoid characters or aliens, where they turned into aliens. I'm not going to try and remember it right now because I'll keep dragging the show out. But yeah, thanks again to everybody who came and hung out with us tonight. Make sure you kielbasa slam that like button. Make sure if you're not subscribed already, you are a subscriber. Ring that notification bell. Hoping that I'm still in a house hunt, but we got a lot of cool stuff coming out. There will be B-sides, and yeah, we're looking forward to pumping out some additional content as that all happens.
I want to do a B-side for Loki.
Yeah, that's one. I'm sure Matt and T are definitely going to be down to do one of those. So yeah, thanks again to everybody. We'll see you all again. Same figure action time, same figure action channel here on YouTube. Good night, be good, and we'll see you all next week.
Peace.